Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel Meta What Ifs. Today I am back with a new story. The name of this story is What If Instead of Naruto, Menma and Mito were the ones who were neglected. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to AK-ZT9LO for suggesting this idea. Anyways, thank you all for participating and adding on your own views regarding this guy's idea because I was having a hard time figuring out how in the hell would I end up making not Naruto neglected but his siblings. I could go the basic route, but I wanted to do something different. And after having overviews from most of you guys like Spidey, Jimmy, and many more of you, I was able to come up with a plot line combining all of your suggestions. And hopefully you guys will be able to like and enjoy this. And there's one more thing that I would like to, say regarding Apollo Uchiha. I will be posting there soon because I aim to post there regardless of what has happened. Anyways, the only difference will that and this channel will have gameplay, and that channel will don't have any gameplay. But both of them will have my face cam right here in the corner, as you guys can see. Anyways, I hope it doesn't bother you, and I hope you like and subscribe to both of my channels. And stay tuned. I will be posting there soon because I just need a few days to set it up. As you guys have seen or noticed that there are something different factors about this channel right now, and those being are like the thumbnails and description of the all videos that I have posted on this channel Meta What Ifs, and I have to do that on that channel as well. It took me like 2 to 3 hours to make the thumbnails all over again yesterday after posting the video. It might take me some time, like a 2-3 days at best, for some videos thumbnails to be changed. After that I'll be able to post there regularly. I talked with the team YouTube and they suggested I should do this. After confirming this from watching YouTube videos, I was able to confirm that. So yeah, that out being out there, I'm grateful to say and thankful to say that Polo Chia will be back soon. So stay tuned for that, but don't forget about Meta and make sure you leave a like and subscribe to both of the channels. Anyways, enough said, enough of my yippee yapping. Without any further ado, nighttime. As you go towards the said village to see, from the outer skirts, smoke was rising as a huge shadow was looming over the said village. Screams could be heard throughout miles away from the village. And the said shadow belonged to none other than Kyuubi no Yoko, who was terrorizing and terrifying the whole village right now. The shinobis of the said village, under the leadership of the third Hokage who had retired and passed on the seat already, Hiruzen Sarutobi, who has taken the charge, were present at the front line, trying their best to defend their homeland, but they were failing miserably because they were fighting a losing battle against the strongest Biju known to the whole elemental nations. As now we see, Hiruzen witnessed many of his men and Konomichi's flown with like ragdolls to left and right as he gritted his teeth. Damn it! What the hell went wrong? I thought Minato had everything under control. Hiruzen thought to himself, and that is when he prayed to Kami that Minato to be able to make it here in time. And as if Kami heard his prayers, Minato and Kushina both arrived there, but in their hands were 3 infant children. As Hiruzen's eyebrow rose, as he, giving the charge to the Anbu commander Dragon, rushed towards their side. Minato, Kushina, what the hell are you doing? Why did you bring out the kids here? Said Hiruzen. As Minato, looking at Hiruzen here, then sighed. No time to explain. We have to do the seal matrix and seal them away. What do you mean by that? We have to seal the Biju within the kids. That is the only way. You're going to split the Biju into 3 parts? That has been never done before, Minato. I have deduced a way to do so. We'll be using, instead of the Shinigami seal, the Hakefuin, we will summon Kami. As Hiruzen was quite shocked. Are you insane? Testing out a premature seal in this situation? Everything can go wrong. Both you and Konoha will lose its life if something goes wrong, Minato. We have no choice. We have to try, said Minato, assuring him. As after drawing the different seal matrix, we see that the only difference between Hakefuin and summoning the Kami and Shinigami was that a few hand seals were different in the end. And that is what Minato did, slamming his hands together and flaring his chakra. A white mist appeared and time seemingly looked stopped, as now we see Kami appeared in front of Minato and Kushina, who were both doing these hand seals. As Kami then looked towards her creation and said, So you are the one who summoned me. This is a first. I have never been summoned to this world. As Minato then said, I apologize, Kami-sama, but we are in dire situation. I can see. The Kyubi no Yoko is about to destroy your home, and many innocents' life will be taken. But don't you think that it is what is meant to be in their fate? You cannot stop that, Minato. But we have our own fates in our hand. Can't we not change them? You can try, but what is in its fate cannot be changed and altered with. As Minato then begged and requested Kami to do so. Please, Kami-sama, we beg you, please, save our home. There are many innocent kids in there, and many innocent people who will lose their life. Then where do you suppose I put the Kyubi no Yoko? Taking it away from this world will cause imbalance in the power of this world. We have prepared our children to be ready to be turned into Jinchurikis. Jinchurikis? What do you mean by that? We wish for you to split the Biju into three parts, Soul, Yin, and Yang chakra. As now we see, Kami begin to look towards the children as her eyes widen. I'm afraid I cannot do that. Not to the three of them, at least. What? What do you mean by that? You see, that blonde-haired one. The one on the woman's side. Naruto? Said Kushina. What is wrong with him? Nothing is wrong. You see, he is the child of prophecy. He already has enough power. Giving him the power of the Kyubi no Yoko by his side will cause huge amount of imbalance, as it seems. So that is why I cannot do that. What do you mean he's the child of prophecy? That is not for me to explain. I will send someone to you who will explain everything to you when it is done. Now tell me, do you wish for me to seal the Biju within these two? As the Kami pointed towards the two redheads. As now we see, Minato and Kushina looked towards each other and nodded. Yes. As after that, we see that Kami sealed the Biju, splitting it into two parts, Yin and Yang, and sealed it within Mito and Menma, the both redhead twins. As now we see, after the sealing was done, Kami looked towards both of them and said, what I have done is against the laws of fate itself, and I have altered it. But remember, these changes can cause traumatic events in the future. We understand. We'll be prepared for that. I hope you are. And do not worry, I will explain by sending someone to you. Someone who will explain this to all of you and someone from whom you will listen it to. For the time being, just remember my words. And with that said, Kami disappeared. Thus Minato felt a little bit weakened, and so did Kushina. And that is when they realized at the moment that, instead of taking their life or any life force, a part of their chakra pool was taken by Kami as a payment of being summoned there. And the Kyubi was sealed already. As everyone began to cheer as the seal has been worked perfectly. As Hiruzen is asked, what happened, Minato? Kushina. Kami was summoned. Instead of Naruto, both Menma and Mito were the ones who were made into Jinchuriki. Why not Naruto? I thought you were going to split the Biju into three parts. That was the plan, said Kushina. But Kami has told us something regarding Naruto. Something along the lines that he is the child of prophecy. As Hiruzen's eyes widen, as Hiruzen then looked towards Minato, you have forgotten, have you not, Minato? Your sensei have told you this many times. As that is when Minato remembered at that moment, Jiraiya has been mentioning all his life regarding the child of prophecy and how he is meant to train him. I remember now. You're right, Sensei did mention about child of prophecy when I was little and under his training. So we have to call back Jiraiya then? For the time being, we need to get away from here. Look towards the damage that has been done by the Biju. And then after all this is done and settled, we will look into it. As after that we see, the civilians begin to cheer since there were lower number of casualties. As now we see Minato and Hiruzen arrived at the council chamber while Kushina was taken to the hospital alongside her children. As seeing Minato and Hiruzen both there, the council was quite shocked, at the same time happy. As Minato took his seat, as Hiruzen also took his seat next to Minato. This meeting is in session, said Minato. Hokage-sama, we would like to ask, how did this all happen? We thought that you and Kushina-sama had everything under control. We were attacked by a masked person claiming to be Madara Uchiha. But that is insane. Madara has been dead, and dead for a long time, Minato, said Fugaku Uchiha, slamming his hands on the table. I understand, Fugaku. As Shikaku then said, Shikaku Nara, standing up, but we all have witnessed the Sharingan in the eyes of the Biju. Now I'm not saying that, and pointing some fingers at the Uchiha. What I'm trying to say is there might be someone who might have stolen the Sharingan. of a fallen Uchiha in the war or someone who is impersonating Madara Uchiha. But regardless, that someone has the Sharingan, either stolen or his own. I'm not saying it is affiliated to the whole Uchiha clan, but we need to find that traitor right now. As Fugaku also settled down once Minato said these words. You don't have to worry about it, Fugaku. We have trust in Uchiha clan, and we know that Uchihas have been trying their best throughout this whole madness, fighting on the front lines and defending the shinobis and civilians from within, taking away the injured as well. We have, without a doubt, aware that Uchihas have no done in this, but we need to find a person who has done this and held him accountable. I have fought that person, and I know for sure that he was using the abilities of a Sharingan. If not from the Uchiha clan, we have to find him. We must find this traitor or this rogue one who has the Sharingan and take him down. This is certainly quite not good. But Minato, said Danzo, who was speaking now, I want to ask another question before you call off today's meeting. And what would that be, Danzo? That being, what happened to the Biju? I sealed it away. Where? My two children, Menma and Mito. From what I have heard, weren't there supposed to be triplets? As Minato's eyes narrowed. How in the hell are you aware of that, Danzo? I haven't revealed this to anyone. Not even my close friends know that yet. Let's say I have my own resources, Minato. An elder of a village gotta know what he gotta know. Now tell me, how did this happen? I will explain that to all of you, said a voice coming out from a bright white light, and there emerged a pale white man with a black staff and 8 black Magatama balls hovering behind him. And everyone in that instant, after seeing his eyes, knew who this man was. This man was none other than the Sage of the Sixth Path. So Kami has sent you here, Sage-sama, said Minato, bowing. You do not need to bow in front of me, Minato Namikaze. But that it is true. I have come here to inform you regarding the situation of Naruto. That boy is going to be the next hero of the Sage of the Sixth Path. He will have my powers and abilities. You wanna know why? Because I have a fear that my mother will arrive here. The rabbit goddess whom I sealed away. There, he said, pointing outside of the window towards the moon. She can see and witness everything what has been going on into this world. Her will is still around here somewhere, in this world, causing chaos and mayhem. And it needs to be stopped. And the only one who can stop it is none other than a Sage of a Sixth Path. Much needed one. And that is why I have chosen Naruto as my successor since birth. As everyone was shocked, at the same time impressed, as Danzo then said, But Sage-sama, with all due respect, such power at the hands of a child, how are we supposed to teach him? This is it, where you have to draw a line, Danzo. You do not need to do anything. I will be guiding that child. That child already will have my knowledge when he realizes it, like it is natural to him. He will be able to do all the techniques that I was able to do. As now we see, Seiden said. Then, what about the Jinchurikis? The Bijus are my children. They have grown to hate humans in due time because of my absence. And that being because of the fate of the mother that has been going on around here. My mother's will. I do not want to disclose his name because Kami has forbidden me to do so, but in due time it will appear again. All I'm going to say is tonight's attack was also orchestrated by it, as everyone's eyes widen. And beware of my clan, the Otsutsuki clan. They are a power-hungry mongrels who are revolving around the stars. And if they notice some huge burst of chakra, they will find themselves wanting that power and will come here in the future. And that being said, it is time for me to depart. When Naruto is ready, as the sage, all Magatama orbs turned into the staff and turned into rings, as the staff turned into a small necklace in the form of a Konoha symbol. As the sage held it out, tie this necklace around Naruto's neck. It contains my staff and Magatama orbs that will protect Naruto in any given time. And Danzo, before I leave, do not try to mess up the power of balance that has already been imbalanced by you and the will of my mother. As Danzo's eyes widened as he looked at him, I understand. Good. And with that said, the sage disappeared. As now we see, Minato stood up. That was not a genjutsu, before any of you ask. But what Seisama has said is correct. Kami herself has told us when we summoned her that Naruto is the child of prophecy, the one who is meant to save us. As after that, everyone began to murmur and talk with one another, and Minato called and adjourned to the meeting. But what he did not understand was that this would cause a lot of trouble for his other kids in the future. As time began to pass by, the village was rebuilt and the kids began to grow up. At the age of 4, we see that the training of the children from the clans usually began, and so did it began for both of the siblings and Naruto as well. Naruto was excelling because of him being a prodigy and the reincarnation of the sage, and was even able to unlock chakra and use basic jutsus, and was already learning how to morph the Rasengan in his hand, while on the other side his siblings were trying their best to catch up. As Naruto often tried to help out his older siblings, and Menma, being the oldest, was enraged by this, almost pissed off and annoyed. Mito at first was, but in the end she saw that her little brother was trying his best to help them out, and that was not the all of it. Because of the losses that has been suffered on the October 10th, 4 years ago, at the hands of Kyuubi no Yoko by the village, the people of the village has begun to hate the Jinchuriki of the children, regardless of them being the children of the Hokage. Why? Because the Hokage, seemingly in their eyes, didn't care about them, and only cared about the child of prophecy, which was Naruto. And Naruto was unaware of that, as once upon a time, at the age of 5 on their fifth birthday, the siblings thought to themselves that they should go alone, as Menma didn't want it to go, but he had no choice since Naruto forced both of his parents that the siblings needs to go with them. He wants to give them a treat and a present. So they went to the Ichiraku ramen stand, where the siblings enjoyed the ramen, but as soon as they were about to leave, Naruto forgot his wallet back in the, well, Ichiraku ramen shop halfway through, so he dashed back, and both Menma and Mito were targeted. As soon as he returned, he saw that his siblings were in an alleyway being beaten up. As Naruto arriving there was traumatized and shocked. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" said Naruto, as with pure rage his eyes from blue morphed into Rinnegan. As Rinnegan was the eyes of the sage that has yet to be unlocked by Naruto, but due to seeing this trauma infused on his siblings, he was able to. As Naruto then said, "Universal pull." As all of the people were pulled and thrown through the other side of the alleyway, as Naruto dashed towards his siblings. As that is when, seeing that the siblings weren't waking up, his memories began to kick in from the sage time, as he summoned the shadow clones and carried both of them to the hospital room. Immediately by an Anbu, Minato and Kushina both were informed as they dashed towards the hospital. They saw that Naruto was looking down with tears in his eyes, as his clothes and hands were covered in blood, seemingly looking from his siblings. As they looked within the window to see that both Minato and Kushina were shocked to find that both Menma and Mito were both beaten to a bloody pulp. As Minato, controlling his rage, then went towards Naruto and asked, "How did this happen, Naruto? Who did this?" "The people did. I did not know why, but they did it." As Kushina then asked, "You mean the people of Konoha?" "Yes. The people who usually waved at us. They were the ones who were beating them. I became so enraged I don't know what happened, but they were thrown to the other side. After that went blank, and next thing I know I'm here watching my siblings being taken inside." As Naruto began to cry and was comforted by Kushina, unaware that this was all being unfolded while Menma's single eye was opened. And even in this state, he was holding back tears and his rage. His parents gave a damn about the youngest alone, and not them. They were the ones who were beaten. They were the ones who needed to be consoled. And yet he was the one being comforted? Wouldn't even had a single scratch on him? As now we see, Menma was enraged by this. And taking advantage of his rage, he met with the darker side of the Kyuubi inside his mindscape. "So finally my Jinchuriki comes here to meet me. So you're the Kyuubi no Yoko who turned my life upside down." "I did? I didn't do shit, kid. If it were to me, I would have squeezed your neck and killed you at that moment, ending you and your misery. I wanted to break free from you more than you ever could imagine." "Then forget it. You're going to remain here forever." As Menma was about to leave, Kyuubi stopped it. "Listen to me, kid. You want revenge, don't you? On that boy. claiming to be sage of the sixth path, and you and I both know that he's not. You mean he's not? Of course he isn't. There was only one sage, my father, and that boy is impersonating him, and it pisses me off to no end. As Manma began to listen as QB's grin widened. How do you know that? Because I was born by the sage, created by the sage. Listen to me, kid. You want revenge on that boy, don't you? You hate him with every core of your body, I can sense it. Talk. How? You and me both want revenge on Konoha for what they have done to us, and especially on your family. But I know you want more than anything to harm your brother, don't you? As Menma looked down and hesitated for a bit, as QB began to influence him with his hatred, corrupting him even further. Fine. How so? Said Menma as his purple eyes turned into red ones, as QB smirked. Good. Everything was going according to his plan, and soon he will break free in no time. As now we see, after that time began to pass by, and Minato declared that whoever decided to lay a single finger on his children will suffer. And both Minato and Kushina began to focus on Naruto, and Menma and Mito were the ones being left out usually. Naruto began to notice this and was trying his best to involve with his siblings, but Menma, his oldest siblings, never wanted to do anything with his family or them. Menma, by the age of 13, has distanced so much himself from his family that they were practically strangers. The only one who cared about him was Naruto, and even Menma could see it. But his hatred for Naruto was so much to ignore it and overlook through it. And he himself, with the help of QB, has been getting strong for their revenge. All he had to do was get away from here, after making sure that Naruto was hurt. He will have his revenge on this village soon, both QB and it will. As on the other side, Mito and Kurama, the good side, were able to make a bond of their own, thanks to the help of Naruto, because the good side was able to realize that Naruto was indeed what his father has said, the reincarnation of him. And in a sense, Naruto was a kin of his, and that is why he felt it was necessary to be closer to him. As on the other side, thanks to Naruto, in the academy, Naruto and Mito were able to make a lot of friends, but Menma, being the lone wolf as he was, and too arrogant, decided that it would be best if he was on his own, because he didn't want it to form any bond here, because it will wound his heart once he decides to desert. As now we see, finally after the graduation, the siblings were put in a single team under Kushina Uzumaki, known as Team 8. As after that, the team mission began. They even went to help out Team 7 on their first C-rank mission at the Land of Waves, who called for backup, consisting of Sakura, Sasuke, and Sai. As now we see, after their return, Chunin exams were announced. And within Chunin exams, Menma's rage exceeded no bounds when it was announced that Kushina will be training Naruto alongside with Minato, and both Mito and Menma will be, trained by some other Jonins. As Menma, having enough of this, then yelled out at his family, I have had enough of this bullshit. Why do you care about him, and him alone? Aren't we your kids as well? Why the hell did you even give birth to us if you didn't want it to be around us in the first place? As both Kushina and Minato were quite shocked. Menma, it isn't like that. We never meant to ignore you. We even hired... But I don't want to be trained by them. I want to be trained by you. How can the others acknowledge us as your kids when you don't yourself acknowledge us? Want to acknowledge us? As Mito looked down, as Naruto then said, I don't wish to be trained. I can train with someone others. You can train with Tochan and Kachan. I'm sorry. I don't want things to end up like this. Shut up. As Naruto froze when Menma said this. You were the cause of all of this. If only you didn't exist. You fake sage of the sixth path. Menma, that is enough. Nissan, it is enough. I understand what you're trying to say, but Naruto isn't like that. He is our younger brother. To hell with him. I denounce him as my younger brother. As Naruto stood there frozen. His older sibling has this much hatred for him? And he was trying his hardest all this time to make sure that his bond with his brother was not broken like his Nissan. But Nissan, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear you say any damn bullshit, Naruto. We're done here. As Menma threw his headband down. To hell with you in this village. I resign as a shinobi of this pathetic village, as your son. As with these words said, Menma began to leave, as Naruto froze there, as Minato and Kushina tried to go near him, as Naruto said, "Don't. I'm not the one who needs comforting right now. It's Nissan. Nissan is the one, and Nissan is the one who needs you right now. Please, just go." As Naruto just sat down there, trying to calm himself as he wiped away his tears. How in the hell was his family falling apart? He was trying his best, and yet in the end, this was happening to them. As now we see, Minato was trying his best to get Menma to unlock his door, while Kushina was comforting Mito. As Mito was finally, thanks to Naruto, able to get closer to her parents and make their parents realize what they have done. But Menma, he was far too gone. His anger has exceeded this, and tonight was the cherry on top. So, that day the supposedly Chunin exam was about to begin, Menma deserted the village. And so both Minato and Kushina tossed both Naruto and Mito alongside some of the Ganins to go and bring Menma back. As so they were sent. In this way, they will be able to determine who is able to become a Chunin without entering the Chunin exams or not. And so, one by one, Menma, being cunning enough, was able to take them down. And in the end, only last one standing was him, Mito, and Naruto. "Please, Nissan, stop this," said Mito. "How can you be on his side, Mito? After everything we have went through, the ridicule from the village, our parents neglecting us, how are you on his side? But our brother was on our side. He always was. That doesn't matter. It was because of him in the first place that we had to go through all of this. If only he didn't exist." "How can you say that? He's our younger brother." "It's enough, Nissan. Nissan, please come back. We'll talk it out, please. I don't wish to fight you. You can take it out all on me. Please, just come back. I don't wish for this family to broke like this. It's already broken since the beginning, Naruto. It's all because of you." As Menma then released the corrupted form of KCM, the red bubbling chakra, which was so potent and dark, surrounded the whole atmosphere as the darker version of KCM Naruto emerged. And seeing this, Naruto, who was able to expose himself to good side of Kurama, was also able to replicate his energy and begin to form his own KCM in the form of a green whitish hue, the KCM of the sage himself. As the sage of the six path power is activated, we see that Naruto's Rinnegan begin to blur. As Naruto and Menma was about to clash, but Mito stopped them. "Please wait!" As Naruto did stop, but Menma, in his corrupted state, threw Mito away so far that she was knocked down and bleeding. Seeing this, Naruto lost it as well, and began to beat the shit out of Menma in his own KCM state. And in the end, Menma was the one who was thrown so far away that he was knocked out cold. And that is when we see, sensing a lot of energy and chakra being released, Minato and Kushina arrived there, fearing that the Kyuubi might have been released by Menma. And seeing that Naruto was standing there, he standing near Mito and picking her up, both Minato and Kushina's heart dropped. "How did this happen, Naruto?" "Nissan didn't stop, and he did this to Nissan and the others. He's laying over there. I knocked him out. He used some sort of chakra of Kyuubi in a corrupted state that corrupted him to no end. We have to make sure that the Kyuubi doesn't corrupt him anymore." As now we see, both Minato and Kushina look to the side to find out only that Menma has disappeared as their eyes went, but there's no one over there. As Naruto began to use his Rinnegan, only to notice that within these few moments, using all and every bit of his chakra and Kyuubi's chakra coursing through his body, Menma has able to get away so far in a short span of time that he was out of range of even Naruto, who was beginning to just unlock and learn about his powers and abilities. But unaware to all of them, this has been witnessed by two figures, Orochimaru and Zetsu, who both wanted to attack Konoha in this given time. Since the Chunin exams, all major 5 villages will be participating, giving them an advantage to scope out each and every Jinchuriki, and during a midst of the chaos, how they fight, and to be able to deduce a plan to take them down when they needed to be. But now, plans have changed. For the Akatsuki as well as for both Orochimaru, they wanted to use Menma, Minato and Kushina's child itself, against them, because he had a potent power. He only needs to learn how to use it. and they knew just who was the right person. As now we see, Menma, who was spending heavily far away, was approached and found by Zetsu. Who is there? It's me, Zetsu. I don't know who any Zetsu. Who are you? Identify yourself. You do not need to worry, kid. I sensed someone was here. I live on your side here as well, like you. Or used to. As Menma's eyes rose. What do you want? I'll leave soon as I have enough strength. No, I'm here to help you. You want revenge on Konoha, right? How did you know this? You see, Konoha has taken something away from me as well, and I want revenge for them. Revenge for my beloved ones. Said this Zetsu as he appeared. As Menma could see, his half skin was black and half was white, with golden eyes and green hair, and Venus flytrap-like shoulders. What are you? I am Zetsu, a humanoid plant-like creature. Or a human with plant-like Kekagenkai, you can say. But my clan, my beloved ones, were wiped out by the Konoha in the midst of the third great shinobi war. And for that I want revenge. And I know you want too, don't you? Even if I do, what makes you think I will help you? We have a common goal here, Brad. You want my help? You need to train, get stronger to take revenge on Konoha. I can see it in your eyes, the fire. And I can help you. I know the people who can help you. All you have to do is join us. As a ring was thrown towards him, with a kanji in it, and a robe which was black, having red clouds on it. What is this? Akatsuki. Do you wish for it? Fine. As that is when eyes that were similar to Naruto appeared. Welcome to the Akatsuki then, kid. I, the Pain, leader of this organization, welcome you. Our goal is simple. Take every Jinchuriki and capture them. But I am a Jinchuriki as well. We will need your sister for that. She has betrayed you, has she not? Yes, she has, said Menma, because he was enraged at Mito as well. After everything both of them has went through, she still doesn't want to believe that they were the victims here. To hell with her then. He'll be the only one to get revenge and the last laugh in the end. As now we see, time began to pass by after that. As the Chunin exams finally arrived, as the 5 major villages arrived all together. A new village being Otogakure, who was soon going to participate in them, the Chunin exams. As the first part began, we see that Akatsuki had arrived, and so has Menma, wearing a robe and a straw hat. It's finally time to end them, said Menma. I will have my revenge. Laugh while you can, Konoha, because this will be the only laugh you'll have. The only person who will be laughing in the end will be me and me alone. As now we see, on the other side, Naruto was finally approached through Mito by Ino as well as Hinata. As Naruto was quite surprised that both of them wished to go out with him. And they were not the only ones. Even Kiba's sister, Hana, was in on this, because Naruto has helped her out in a given occasion, and her, well, Ninkins, the triplets. As now we see, Naruto has also caught the eyes of some foreign Kunoichi, such as Temari from Suna. As this was going on, we see Mito has also found someone in her eyes, and that was the lazy bastard of Konoha, Shikamaru Nara. And obviously Mito, being a hyperactive child, was beating the crap out of him. And thanks to Naruto's influence over Mito, people begin to see Mito in new light as well. And now, both Shikamaru and Mito were going out, surprisingly. And Naruto was still confused because he has been confessed on the day of the Chunin exams by 3 women. One who just arrived and fell in love with him on first sight, while the other 2 being his childhood friends. As this news reached the ears of both Kushina and Minato, Kushina squealed with delight that she was finally able to fulfill the wishes of her friends. As Tsuzumi and Kushina were basically squealing with delight, while Ihashi's wife, who was perished, was also the friend of, well, Kushina. As for Inoichi, he was traumatized and was drinking his sorrows away. On the other side, Minato was with him because his daughter was also in love with Shikaku's child, Shikamaru. Ah, what the hell is wrong with you? The first exams have only ended. Why are you like this, like it is the end of the world? Because it is. Our princesses have grown up. And what the hell is wrong with mine? I mean, I get yours, Inoichi, but still. What the hell is wrong with my girl? How in the hell can she like you, you lazy bastard? How can she like your son? You know, we have our own charm. Yeah, right. Almost getting fry panned by your wife every morning is not a charm, you damn bastard. Oi. Why you, said Shikaku as he had a tick mark on his head while everyone chuckled. As now we see, the next morning came and the second exam began, with Anko being present there, as Naruto also blushing while looking at the others. As in the end, we see that Temari and her team, Sabuku team, were the first one to come in there. Orochimaru did attack, but since Kushina's teammate, team of Naruto and Mito didn't have to worry about that, they arrived. And Sasuke still got the Hiki, and Sakura got beaten up to the pulp so much that she was now put into the infirmary. Naruto was quite worried about this as he found out that it was Orochimaru who was behind this. As finally the preliminary rounds began, in which Kabuto Yakushi was acting weird. Naruto activated his Rinnegan as he was able to see what was going on. But all while this was going on, his chakra caught this. His sense caught the chakra of someone who he witnessed watching them all. His eyes were red with slits in them. It was his brother, Nihisan. As Menma smirked at him before disappearing. As Naruto began to look left and right, as Minato noticed this. As now we see after the preliminary rounds ended and 1 month break was given, Naruto revealed this to his parents and his sibling. As the three of them were shocked, we do not have to worry about it. Even if he is back, we will stop him this time and make sure that he is not allowed to leave. I just hope that nothing goes wrong this time. I don't wish to harm my brother, but if there is no other way, I will stop him by force. Yes, let's just hope it doesn't come to that. As after that, we see 1 month began to pass by as Jiraiya arrived and began to train Mito since Naruto tried to avoid him at all cost. As Naruto was meditating, and he met with his own trainer, the sage himself, who began to teach him each and every ounce of his knowledge and how to use his powers. And by the end of the month, Naruto was able to awaken the third eye that the sage had, the red Rinne Sharingan on his forehead, awakened and closed at his will. Naruto has gone so strong that he was able to use each and every bit of the Kekkei and Dojutsus available to the shinobi world. Everything from snow release all the way to lava release to even iron sand release all the way to Mokuton were his to his use alone. As now the final rounds begin, Orochimaru began with his attack as well. As soon as Gaara and Sasuke's fight began, Gaara subdued Sasuke to the point where he was screaming like a little bitch and was defeated by Gaara as he morphed into the One Tails. We see that Naruto unleashed his chakra and so did Menma arrive there, as their goal was simple: attack and cause as much as damage to Konoha as possible and the other villages to make sure they are weakened in the chaos. But their plan failed as Naruto and Menma began to fight, two of the strongest beings there, alongside with Pain and the others. Naruto, having learned the knowledge within a single month of training, was able to, well, become overpower Menma and Akatsuki so much that they were now realizing their mistake. Both of them underestimated Naruto to so much extent that they were now in fear of losing their life, as Akatsuki already did, because Naruto erased them from their existence by removing their souls. As Naruto then said, "Stop this madness, Nisan. I don't wish to harm you." As Menma was enraged and pissed, his rage was so much that he finally unleashed the darkest form of the KCM. A black KCM was released. As Menma whole skin burned away as he morphed into a corrupted Biju state with all 9 tails, as it began to cause havoc and destruction on its own. It seemingly looked like that Menma has lost his humanity. As Naruto, with tears in his eyes, then realized he had no other choice. Ripping out his pendant that was given to him at birth by the sage, he morphed it into his staff, the staff of the sage, as the Magatama orbs appeared behind him. Summoning his all Magatama orbs in front of him, he began to create a Bijudama of his own, Cleanse Bijudama, and firing it so much that It made a huge hole, even in the sky, as the chest of the corrupted Ninetales that has emerged with the combination of the darker version of QB and Menma was just standing still there with a gaping hole in its chest. As the chakra began to disappear, Menma also fell down to the ground. He looked a lot weakened as Naruto went near and picked him up. Nee-san, why? Why did you make me do this? I wanted... I'm sorry, I wanted to bring you back. I wanted to apologize for all the trouble I caused. Please. I can still save you. No. Don't. I knew I was being manipulated and controlled, and I let it go myself. And I realized my mistake, that I was hurting my own family and my brother in the end. To hell with my parents and to hell with Konoha. I realized that you are the only one who gave a damn about me. My heart told me to stop many, many times, but I just wanted revenge. I just wanted them to realize that I existed, Mito existed. But to me, you did. You are my, and always will be, my older brother. Now stop this and let me help you. No, Naruto. A lot of people will need your help. I'm not gonna allow you to waste that energy on me. I don't have the strength to face my sins and my family. Just let me die here peacefully. I request this. My only request is, just let me die peacefully. As Naruto, in tears, couldn't do anything, just hug his brother closer. As finally Menma, with a smile, finally realizing that he had someone who loved him, died happily knowing that. As Naruto carried him somewhere far away, hidden, and buried him under the shade of a tree. As after paying his respect, he arrived at the battlefield. With single strike, he alone defeated the Oto forces and those who tried to oppose, saving all of the Elemental Nation, revealing himself to be the next sage of the Sixth Path to the whole Elemental Nation then and there, and calling a ceasefire on all of them. And understanding that the sage has been reborn and wishes for a ceasefire, everyone did what they were told to do so. And so, the long age of warring between villages stopped. As now we see, everyone was happy. The one who started and orchestrated all of this, Orochimaru, Katsuki, and Menma, has perished and died. Naruto was broken to the core, where he even saw his own parents celebrating the death of all of this. As Naruto was enraged. As back at Uzumaki Namikaze Street in nighttime, we see that Naruto bursted out and lashed out on them. How can you do that? How can you celebrate the death of your own son? But Menma lost his humanity. He did. For some time he did. But now I realize that maybe we were the one who were wrong. You were all wrong. He was just trying to make you realize that he was your son. And this is how you still remember him as a monster? To hell with this. I won't forgive you for this. As now we see, both Minato and Kushina realize that they have enraged their son, and also realize their mistake. How could they do this as a parent? Not only they have done bad deeds in the past regarding both Mito and Menma, but they also celebrated his death to the point where they knew no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't wash away this guilt. And Mito herself couldn't bring herself up to, well, forgive her parents as well. After that, we see many years begin to pass by in peace, as Naruto was married already with Hana, Temari, as well as Ino and Hinata. And as for Mito, she was married to Shikamaru. Peace has been established in the elemental nations, but Naruto, as now we see a 25-year Naruto, under the same shade of tree where he has brought his 5-year-olds. And he also named one of his sons Menma. This is where your oldest uncle Menma reside. Who was he? How was he like? A person who wanted to be acknowledged. A person who worked hardest to the core, and his achievements were ignored. A person who really was a victim of this whole shinobi system. Really? If he was like that, then why didn't you change it? I am trying my best. It took me a long time to realize, right after my brother perished, that I need to do something about it. I just wish that I was able to do it sooner. But fear not, my children. Your father will. What happened to Menma Nisan won't be allowed to happen to any one of you or any other future generation. Whether you're my kid or not. I promise you that much. As now we see a new era under the rise and regime of the sage of the six path Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze was about to begin. As for Minato and Kushina, Mito has forgiven them and visited them still some from time to time. But Naruto, he couldn't bring himself to visit his parents, not after what they have done right after the death of his sibling. But what he did though was to surely remember and visit his brother on each and every occasion, and once every week with flowers. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As I mentioned before, Apollo Uchiha will be back soon, but don't forget about Meta. And yeah, this is it for the day. Peace.